company driving. There's a lot of myths out there about company driving. So I'm going to go ahead and clear up the minds of some of this stuff that you've been hearing. So number one is going to be, hey, as a company driver, you can only get a lightweight truck. That is a myth. That is not true. You get a truck that is available as a company driver. Whatever truck's available, you're going to get it. Nobody is forcing you into a lightweight. Now, they're going to, if they give you a lightweight, that's the truck that you ended up with. Not 100% of everybody that's company side drives a lightweight. I don't drive a lightweight. Tennessee Flatbedder don't drive a lightweight. Versatile Duckland doesn't drive a lightweight. And I have countless friends out there that they all have condos. Condos is the bigger truck. A lightweight is a smaller truck with less storage, and you know, it's just a smaller truck. So there's always been this, I always hear people saying all the time that, hey, as a company driver, you have to get a lightweight. Like, that's the only truck they'll give you. That is not true. If you have a legitimate reason why you cannot be in a lightweight, like, hey, my girlfriend's going to be over the road with me, like, you're going to need 2 beds for that. 2 people on one truck, there's not enough room. If you're a trainer, then you're going to get a lightweight. You're going to get a condo. You can't have 2 people in a lightweight. There's only 1 bed in it. The up above the bed, there's some cabinets and stuff. Like, there's not 2 beds in it. Next is, let's see, we got your wife, we got your trainer, and if you're a team truck. So if you're a team truck, then you have to have a condo, because there you go again, 2 people on a truck, 2 beds. So there are reasons that will qualify you for getting a condo and not being eligible for a lightweight, and that keeps you away from having to be forced into a lightweight because you have a legitimate reason. You're not gonna come in here and say, oh, I got a teammate, but since I'm going company, we're gonna get stuck in a lightweight. What? No, you're not gonna get stuck in a lightweight. Other myths I hear is, as a company driver, you can't go home. That's not true. Whenever a company driver wants to go home, we get with our fleet manager and we say, hey, we want to be home during these dates. The same as a lease driver. A lease driver tells his fleet manager, I want to be home during these dates. We do the same thing. The difference is a company driver cannot take off like 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. You know, we have to keep running. There's a 4-day rule that they want us to abide by as a company driver. And, you know, there's this thing about, hey, you have to work a whole week to earn a day off. I've never had my fleet manager tell me one time, hey, you haven't earned enough days off, you can't take off. I've never had my fleet manager tell me, hey, you're taking 5 days off and you're only allowed 4. Okay, well, what happens is we say, hey, we want to go home. We want to go home on this date. And sometimes, just like lease, we don't make it home for that exact date. It might be a day or 2 later just because the loads didn't work out or we got stuck on a load. Something like that may happen. So, and it's the same for lease. So once we get home, do we really need more than 4 days off unless we're doing something like a vacation or something? Because you get home, boom, first day you rest, you relax. Second day you go run around, do all the stuff you needed to do. Third day, spend time with the family and go see everybody. The fourth day, you kind of chill out because you've been running all over the place. And really, realistically, that 4th day, you're like, man, I can't wait till tomorrow. I can get back over the road, man. Because you're so used to running freight and running the truck every day and working that you're like, I don't need those extra days. And lease guys, I don't know why y'all need 7 days off in a row every time y'all go home. Now, if you want to do the math, We go home whenever the truck allows us. So as a company driver, I make all the money I can, and then I look at going home. I don't say, hey, I'm gonna go home and then I'm gonna complain about not getting my bills paid. I always went home at the end of the month after I made enough money to pay all my bills. That's what I did. So as a company driver, I would go home every month for 4 days. The lease driver, so most of my friends that are lease, they will go home every 2 months for 7 days. So do the math. You're going home every 2 months for 7 days. That's only 7 days off, and they're all consecutive. It's broken up more as a company driver, I feel, because I work a month, 4 days off, work a month, 4 days off. I'm realistically getting 8 days to your 7 days that that lease guys like to take off. I've never had my fleet manager say that like I couldn't have more days off than that. Usually my fleet manager, whenever it gets close to the 4th day, he hits me up and he's all like, "Hey buddy, when you ready to hit the road?" You know, seeing if I'm ready the next day or if I need another day, something came up, whatever the case may be. But it's about communication. When I was gonna go on a cruise before COVID hit, kind of during COVID, and I was gonna go on a cruise. I needed 7 days off, and my fleet manager was all like, "Yep, just let me know. We'll work together and we'll get it done." And right there, I didn't have no problems. I didn't hear, "Hey, the rule is only 4 days off. You can't take off more than that." He didn't even say that. He's all like, "All right, man, we can do that. Let me know when." Now, most of the time, whenever a company driver is off more than the 4 days, usually whenever a company driver wants off about 7 days or more, then they want you to come in and turn in the truck, and that's just so they can put someone else in it and keep it running. And they're not saying that you're fired, and they're not saying that you can't work here no more because you took off more than 4 days. They're just saying, hey, we need to put someone in that truck and keep it running to keep money made for that truck. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. If you need off that long, then why not just turn the truck in? You're not going to be using it. And if I turn my truck in to take off more than 4 days, it hasn't ever happened to me. But if I had to take off more than 7 days and they were all like, hey, turn your truck in, yeah, I'm probably going to take off 14 days. I'm going to make it worth it. Because, you know, obviously there was something major going on in my life that I had to take that time off. And another myth that I hear all the time is, hey, company drivers can't make no money. You know, we're not taking a big risk like lease. So with lease, there's a chance that you can make a whole bunch of money, and then there's a chance that you can be going into the negative. You hear lease guys all the time, hey man, I'm in the negative. I'm digging my way out of the hole. As a company driver, I'm not going into the negative. I don't think I have ever received a check at Prime. Being a company driver, I've never received a check at Prime that was negative. I believe that probably the lowest check I ever received while I was here at Prime for 1 week, I think the lowest I ever received was like $400, and that's because I took time off. I needed some time off, so I took some time off. And the load that I had didn't deliver till the next week also, so that hurt me too. But you know, at the end of the day, I had trust in Prime that, hey, that next week was going to be good and I was going to be making my money again and keep on going. And you're talking to a guy right here that set myself on fire, and I was off for like about a week, and I still got a check while I was off for a week. So, you know, there's yes, we do make a little bit less than a lease driver. I don't think it's that much of a difference. I don't feel that it's that much of a difference. Now on paper it looks like a huge difference, because you might have the lease guy, his check is saying that he made, like, we'll say $160,000 a year, and I'm just making a number up here. And then you have the company guy, he's looking at his check stub and it says that he made $65,000 a year, $70,000 a year, something like that. Well, you got to take into consideration that the lease guy has to pay his taxes out of that. His health insurance is through somebody else. Our health insurance is taken out of that, you know, fuel for the truck payment, any all kinds of stuff comes out of their checks. Like, I can't even tell you all this stuff. When you see a company driver's check stub, it's 3 pages. When you see a lease guy's check stub, I want to say it was, what was it, 7 pages, or it might be more than that. I can't remember. I talked to one of my buddies and he was telling me how many pages it was. There's all these people talking about lease and company, and there's a lot of people that are talking people out of going company. You know, I'm really not here trying to promote go company. What I am doing is trying to let you know, do your own research on going company or going lease. Make a good solid decision of what you feel is best. Don't believe those myths out there of company drivers can't make no money, company drivers can't take home time, company drivers get stuck in lightweights and they can't, that's the only truck that a company driver can get. Look around, there's a lot of trucks out there, and there's hardly any lightweights out there. I mean, I think probably the percentage of trucks, if I had a guess, it's probably like, I'd probably say 70% full-size trucks, and then, you know, maybe 30% lightweight. And I don't think that the number of lightweights might be even lower than that, because I don't see a parking lot full of lightweights out there. You think that you would have equal number of company and lease drivers running around the place, and that if you had that, then the parking lot would be full of lightweights. It's just something for you to think about. Do your research, folks. Like, comment, and subscribe, and keep on watching my videos. Don't forget, always remember about the Thursday 7 p.m. live Q&A if you need to ask some real life questions and get some answers for some questions that you may have. If I missed anything, go ahead and leave it in the comments. If you have any questions about going company or lease, go ahead and leave those in the comments too. Most of the company questions I can answer. Some of the lease questions I can answer. And if I don't have an answer for your lease questions, then just go ahead and ask it. I will find somebody. I know I have plenty of buddies that drive lease, and I will be able to get that question answered. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and click on the next video to watch my current video that's out.